Special thank you to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel and supporting my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are going to be returning once again to r/insaneparents. I realize it's been quite a while since I actually had a look at this subreddit, so we're going to be returning to it today to have a look at some very insane parents. Very quickly before we begin, I just wanted to mention that as always, I will be live on my Twitch channel at 7 PM on Thursday at 7 PM UK time, and that's twitch.tv/bluethenerd. So if you want to come check out my live streams, come check that out. It's always a good time. We always have some fun streams. We're doing lots of model painting at the moment, and it's always fun. So come check that out. Other than that, let's get into the subreddit, shall we? Got any friends in the city that need a sugar daddy? Please keep this between us. If you feel like giving money away, I haven't seen a doctor or a dentist in a while. This is just the grossest, creepiest message I think you could possibly send to your own daughter. I feel like I don't really need to go any further into that. That's just gross. That's just real gross. That's just a little bit gross, isn't it? It's just really gross. No, not okay. Not okay. Not an okay thing to say to anyone, let alone your daughter. What the hell is this? You need to find a ride at school for the rest of the year. And that's what you went over to your dad's for? Good weed? You have lost my trust. That looks like broccoli. For sure is broccoli, right? The good weed, the good kush. Broccoli. That's how you know you're getting absolutely zooted. When you're at a party and someone pulls out the broccoli, that's how you know it's gonna get crazy. How's the baby today? Is she in a good mood? She's very wiggly. Maybe I'll become a transgender so I can feel it too. Listen, you are old enough to know better by now. I'm not putting up with hearing it anymore. You can be around him, it's not a big deal. Do not talk to him or the kids. You can forgive him, but he is not the only one to blame here, Missy. You had just as much of a part of this as he did. My mother blames me for my sister's husband trying to have sex with me when I was 15. There's a few things that are absolutely insane here. Obviously, yes, the biggest is blaming a 15-year-old for a fully grown adult trying to have sex with her. But the other thing that is absolutely insane here is that wasn't a big enough deal to maybe result in a divorce or some issues in the relationship with his wife, you know? Like, the fact that he's still married to this person's older sister, despite trying to have sex with her 15-year-old younger sister, there's a lot of things I'm questioning here. There's a lot of very questionable things going on here. After months of no contact, I hesitantly allowed my mother to join my life again with boundaries. She was not happy. I'll just put them on your deck in the morning before I head to this place. Merry Christmas, sweet. Sorry, last day before winter break for work, so it was a bit hectic. That works, thank you. You had no intention of seeing me tomorrow. No Christmas gift, however token for me. Not even a card. I truly don't know why I keep trying to accept that you are my only child, and I'll always love you, but I must stop hurting myself like this. Picture of a present and a card they've got her. Very nice. You can leave it on the deck and I'll get it when I drop your cookies in the AM. I'm feeling that this is probably enough mother-daughter interaction for now. I'm good, thank you. Enjoy your cookies. I do appreciate the offer, but I'm not being your villain today. Okay, you're so bitter and blame me for a lot. I'm sorry. I really do love you and hope you find peace. Merry Christmas. You can still leave that on MU front doorstep, though. I'd be interested to see what you got me. Thanks. Oh, and then I think you actually had to scramble to actually get something to cover your BS picture. And you can tell your therapist what a horrible mother I am, and how justified in your hatred of me you are, and please pay on your way out. I'm sick of this. You think I was so horrible? Fine, I'll take it. But have a kid of your own and see how easy it is before you hold me in such bad regard. But you won't, because it would blow away all your carefully constructed ideas of how awesome you are and how terrible I am. Well, guess what? We are both just gossamer pieces of consciousness that will soon be lost to the sands of time, trying to do the best that they can. No villains here. Good night. I apologize sincerely for my outburst. I endeavor not to be needy, but sometimes I lose it. I am, after all, a deeply flawed individual. Merry Christmas. Apology accepted. Merry Christmas to you. My daughter is dead and is never coming back. I don't know who this is, but it is clear that while she is polite, she doesn't have space in her life for me, or even the desire to make space. So this is my gift to you. I am lovingly letting you go. I won't bother you anymore. My apologies for having done so at this point. And no, I'm not drinking or smoking, and have not been for a few months. This is what I was running from and needed to face. This here is someone that isn't worth your time. I know it's really sad, especially when it's your own family, and she's clearly fighting her own demons, but it is not your responsibility to fight those demons for her. And if even after this time and you've let her back into your life, she is still making everything about her, she's still saying all of the things that she just said to you, she's just not worth your time. She's not worth the energy or the stress. Just not worth it. The fact that she even was like, oh, you didn't even get me a present, and when they were like, yeah, I did, and then she was like, oh, I bet you scrambled to get it just to prove that you got me one. It's just pathetic. It's just so pathetic, and it's just not worth your time. It's just not. It's truly not. My girlfriend's father, everyone. Termination of relationship. Dear daughter 1, since you have not offered any apology, do not attempt any reconciliation. I am letting you know that I no longer consider you to be my daughter. This is your final notice. Yours sincerely, signed off with initials and surname. Dear daughter 2, it was very nice to hear from you after so many years of silence. I hope you are in good health. I will not ask you any personal questions now, since I do not intend to tell you anything about myself yet. Wow. I mean, already this is just a dad that is distancing himself from his own children by emailing them like it's a colleague. This is wild. In order to see me again, you will need to build my trust, and that will take your time and effort. I propose the following way for you to prove yourself to me. I want you to become a volunteer at a local shelter for the homeless. You should spend at least 12 months at the same charity, working part or full time. When you have been accepted, send me a copy of your contract or agreement with the charity. Each week you will write me an email and tell me something about one of the men you helped in the shelter. At the end of that period, I want to see a glowing report from your supervisor. If you have proved yourself after 12 months, I will consider if a personal meeting between us is worthwhile. With love, Dad. A personal meeting with this man will never be worthwhile. He is not worth your time. That's gonna become the mantra of this episode, I feel. These people are not worth your time. But there's one more from him, also to daughter number 2. Dear daughter 2, thank you for your email. You are right to say that you are my 12-year-old child and I am your father. With that in mind, from now on, I will be the one to offer advice and not the other way around. This is a man who is completely lacking in any self-awareness or any indication that what he is doing is wrong. This man is not worth your time. I understand that one of these people is a 12-year-old child, and it could be really hard to go no contact with a father. However, it will be endlessly better for her life to go no contact with this man. I want you to write to me about you and not anyone else around you. I think it is time for you to concentrate on yourself. I do not want you to try and solve other people's problems. You do not have to worry about the old toys. They have gone to deserving children who appreciate them. Our dog is very well and enjoying life enormously. He sold his daughter's toys. You wrote to me about your eating habit, which you have been developing since May. That is quite concerning, since we are already 6 months further on. I want you to see a therapist who can help you get to the bottom of this and can help you balance your food intake. I am, however, a little comforted by the fact that despite your eating habit, you are still managing to go on 5 holidays this year. You wrote that you will be visiting Granny and Grandpa this Christmas, and that Grandpa is going to buy you a bicycle. I hope you have a lovely time and show them your appreciation for the love and energy they will put into your visit. It is not about the bicycle. It has been a long time since I heard about your school. I am very curious to know more. For example, tell me about your favorite subject, your favorite teacher, and your tutor. Who is your best friend at school, and why do you like her? You didn't send me any school reports for a long time. Why don't you use your LG mobile phone to photograph them and send them to me? I haven't received any photos of you either. You could email some to me quite easily, I think. I hope you have a lovely weekend. I look forward to hearing from you again. With love, Dad. Notice how extremely one-sided everything this person has said this entire time is, okay? There have been no requests. There have been no, could you do this? Or I would like this, or it would be nice if this happened. It is all, you should do this. You are going to do this for me. This man is not worth your time. He's making absolutely everything about him getting exactly what he wants, and none of it is actually about his 12-year-old daughter having a better life. This man is worth nobody's time. Nobody's. Wake up to her mum texting me. She committed suicide. My old friend committed suicide. She's dead. I cannot keep your name out of this. Blank committed suicide last night. The police have to do an investigation. OMG, are you serious? She committed suicide? My mum faked my death. This happened about 4 years ago. I was 14, about to be 15, and my mum had spent my whole life doing her best to isolate me. COVID and lockdown came, and that was her wet dream of isolation. She was able to pull me from school for 2 years and took away any way for me to contact anyone. Anyways, about 6 months into it, I tried to take myself out. I clearly did not succeed, as I am here posting this. Anyway, she took that opportunity I was away at the psych ward to tell all my friends different things. She told some of my closest friends I was away at a long-term facility, some that absolutely nothing had happened and she wasn't sure where they heard that, and my favorite, she told my ex-best friend and my boyfriend, we didn't talk for a good 2 years after the fact, we actually got back together last year, that I had died, and there was going to be an investigation that involved them. This is the screenshot my ex-best had posted, which was actually rather shitty considering she was involved in me deciding to try and off myself, but if she hadn't posted it, I probably wouldn't have known my mum faked my death for a while. I have a lot of stories about insane things my mum has done, and this unfortunately isn't the top thing. Maybe top 5 though. This I cannot see as being anything else than actual abuse. A lot of the time it's very hard for children to actually prove that their parents are abusing them and to go to a relevant authority to get that across. But when you have actual physical evidence from multiple people that your mother, after you attempted to kill yourself, told all of your friends different things, including that you had in fact succeeded, that's abuse. That is mental abuse. She's literally trying to isolate you. That is actual abuse, and she should be in prison. I hope that you are doing better. I genuinely really hope you are doing better, and I hope you are able to escape this horribly toxic environment that you are trapped in. It does get better, and if you haven't escaped it yet, you will. I promise one day be able to escape it. This was 4 years ago, so you were 14 to 15 at the time, so what, you're 18 to 19 now. You can escape it. You will be able to. I promise. God, that's actually so fucked. And the final post. This one was written in to an article that like replies to parents about things. The article replied and the response is actually really good, but what the parents did is clearly very fucked. So let's take a look. We spied on our teenage daughter with a hidden camera. Now what do we do? Parents who installed a camera in the eye of their daughter's stuffed bear ask how and whether to come clean about their surveillance now that she has left for college. A few years ago, we gave our daughter, now 18, a stuffed bear for her birthday. At the time, we had recently discovered she had a boyfriend whom she was hiding from us. It was quite a shock. We wanted to be able to keep a closer eye on what she was doing without breaking her trust, so we installed a hidden camera inside the eye of the stuffed bear. Our daughter is now in college, and we overheard her telling her roommate how grateful she was for our trust in her and our support. We have been racked with guilt ever since. How can we tell our daughter about the camera without destroying our relationship with her? Should we tell her at all? Before we even read the response, this is insane. The fact that they're only feeling guilt because their daughter went, I really appreciate that my parents trusted me, is sad and insane. That's the only reason they feel guilty for it, which is fact. The fact that they did it in the first place is fact. And of course she fucking hid having a boyfriend from you. If you're willing to do shit like this, who knows what else you were putting her through? Anyway, the response. Parents. I have no doubt that your daughter's failure to tell you about her boyfriend, while not terribly uncommon behavior for a teenager, was worrisome to you. But the treachery and disproportion of your response to secretly film a young woman in the privacy of her bedroom was beyond the pale. It would constitute a crime in many jurisdictions and may explain why she kept her boyfriend a secret from you. What's more, it is not clear from your letter that you comprehend even still the gravity of your error. Sure, you say you are racked with guilt by your actions because your daughter praised you to a friend. But would you not be racked with guilt if she hadn't praised you? You also let yourselves off the hook far too easily when you claim that installing the camera allowed you to keep closer tabs on your daughter without breaking her trust. That is absurd. You made a mockery of her trust. Personally, I can't imagine a healthy relationship with your daughter until you have confessed your behavior. At the same time, I am not sure that you are yet capable of making a true apology or handling the likely fallout with your daughter. I suggest finding a therapist, a friend you respect, or possibly a faith leader with whom to discuss this episode more fully and make a plan for talking with your daughter. And if you haven't already, for heaven's sake, disable the camera now. I second the therapy idea because there is nothing a religious leader or a friend could say that would change anything here. They need therapy. What they have done is horrifically betrayed their daughter for years by spying on her with a camera, and I don't need to even add anything more to that. That's it. And the fact that she's 18 and they have neither disabled the camera, told her about the camera, or even begun to come up with an apology, they don't see that they are in the wrong because they have done it or betrayed her trust, because they think that they did this because they're not betraying her trust. But oh, she thanked them for their trust and that hurts. Yeah, it should fucking hurt. It should hurt anyway. The fact that you spied on your daughter for years without her knowing should fucking hurt. God. That's where I'm gonna end the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. If you would like to support me in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click on that join button on the channel to support me. It helps a lot more than you might realize, but by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. A huge, massive special thank you to all of the wonderful, amazing YouTube members that do support me. All of you are amazing. All of your names are on screen right now. It genuinely helps so much. So thank you to everybody that does. Other than that, thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.